Okay, we are about ready to get started. I feel like I'm back in school, so now I can say to the kids, get quiet, kids. Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bill Pasakinis. I was speaking to my granddaughter, Ainsley, a couple days ago, and I said, do you know that I was a teacher in your school for 30 years, and I was a wrestling coach for 12 years, and I was a principal for 10 years, and I was an athletic director for 6 years, and now I'm in my second year on the school board. She did not seem impressed. And I said, do you know what that means? And she said, yeah, you're old. Well, when this time capsule was put away, buried, whatever you want to say, I was a fourth grade teacher in 1998, and my son Billy, who is now the phys ed teacher in the elementary school, was in second grade. This idea of burying the time capsule was not mine. It was the brainchild of a former principal by the name of Dennis Scheid. Many of you remember him, I'm sure. Denny retired in 2002 and now lives in Florida, and we invited him back for this event, but he couldn't make it. So I was lucky enough to be asked to do the honors today of opening this time capsule and seeing maybe how things have changed in education and maybe how some things have stayed the same. Assisting me is a longtime principal secretary, Dixie Rosenkrantz. Dixie served under 8 bosses in her career. One of them was Mr. Scheid, and one of them was myself, and 6 others. So you know what that means? She's old too.
I admit it.
Okay, she's going to unlock the time capsule that was buried in 1998. This was right after the renovation of the elementary school was completed. Ready?
There is a lot of stuff in there.
The first thing she pulls out was a Pepsi can. And as you can see, they have not changed all that much in 25 years. Same colors, same design, maybe a few variations, but the only difference is now if I had the tools, I could analyze the DNA to see who drank out of it. All right, the next thing. The next thing is a May Day program from 1998. The theme was Greece. So you can see that that hasn't changed all that much because we're still doing these types of programs which allow us to have a lot of different music for the kids. The queen that year was Angie Brewington, the king was Isaac DePoe, and the crown bearer was Alex Vera. I had all 3 of them in my class. And believe me, I can tell you, I knew Angie would be a queen. Okay, the next thing. Okay, this is something that, this is a floppy disk. Okay, I know that these young people sitting here probably have never seen one of these, but this came from a computer called an Apple IIe, and we were all experts on it, thanks to Nelson Fritz, who was the Apple King of the elementary school, and you can see how far technology has come. Cassette tape as well, and a VCR tape. So all of these things are antiquated and obsolete, and technology has really progressed.
I think that box is
What's next?
oh, look at the Apple computer. Look at that.
We have lunch tokens. Okay. Students paid for lunch in the morning. They got a token, and they dropped the token in a little basket at lunchtime to receive their lunch meal. Of course, things have changed now because if they get a number, they go into the lunchroom and it's input digitally into some computer, or even better yet, nobody pays for lunch anymore.
They pay for lunch. They don't pay for breakfast.
This is a program from the 5th and 6th grade operetta. Now, we definitely still have the operetta. Mrs. DeLossi, Mrs. Watson are still in charge of that. And the title is The Story of Benjamin Franklin. And I'm not sure how much elementary students learn about our founding fathers and the early history of the United States. So grandparents and parents, you might have to pick up the slack on that, because the emphasis now, sadly, is on testing. Okay. Dixie is unrolling a hallway rules, and it appears that nothing much has changed. Hallway rules, and what's the second one?
That one behind it.
Playground rules, okay? Playground rules and hallway rules. There's something that hasn't changed much. You're still not allowed to pull Susie's pigtails. This is a card catalog from our library. Okay, talk about being obsolete and antiquated. It was used at that time, but now, of course, all things are cataloged digitally and on the computer. A student can input a subject and find an author or all the information they need almost instantaneously. The library really is a media center rather than a place to house books anymore. A librarian's role has changed and has evolved because to keep up with technology. I mean, I can't imagine what it will be like in 25 years as things progress. You know what Dr. Seuss said in one of his books, sometimes progress progresses too fast. And with the way it's going now in technology, I think he was right, and I'm sure our librarians can attest to that.
It really is.
Yep. This is a feasibility study. Right after the elementary renovation project, the school board decided to renovate the high school, and it was badly needed. And I can see that by a picture here that a lawn was planned in front of the high school. Well, we all know that that did not happen, that the high school bricks and mortar goes right out to the sidewalk and the street. However, it's now the sidewalk. The high school was all wood, wooden floors, wooden roofs, all that's been replaced, so it makes it a lot safer place for our students and our staff. You know, I know, is there a report card?
Nope, I can't find any.
Yeah, I know there's a report card in there somewhere, and I remember, of course, a report card in 1998 had A's, B's, C's, D's, and F's. Now, they're standards-based report cards, and they have descriptors for parents to try to decipher, to figure out whether their student has been making progress or not. So that's how that has changed. This is a segment, kind of a description from a former band director by the name of Rick Martin. He tells that he, prior to 1998, he taught band lessons in 8 different places in the district, and one of them was in the basement of the elementary school, which flooded, you know, every second week. Students had to bring their instruments down and jump over the puddles to get to the high ground in the corner to have their lessons. And that is the truth. Sadly, Rick passed away in 2002. And many of you know that he was an excellent teacher, and the high school auditorium is now named in his honor. I hate to hold this up, but it is a banner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mr. Shy tried to brainwash the elementary school that the Steelers were the best team. It did not work. Go Eagles! Okay, I have a book here, the title Charlotte's Web. And I know exactly where this came from. It came from 3rd grade. A teacher that is here today wrote a note. I am giving this book to the youngest member of the 3rd grade staff. I read this story for over 25 straight years to 3rd graders. I hope when this is opened, the computer has not destroyed the joy of reading. Please read it daily to your students. Joe McCullough. Wise words from Mr. McCullough. We need to always advocate reading to our students and having them read to us as well. It's very important. This is a letter from our longtime elementary secretary, Elaine Myers, and she was the one who really ran the school. And she misses the trees. We had trees that lined this side of the elementary and the front, clear down to the high school. And I think they were her friends, because when they were taken down, I think it hurt. She tells us that 320-ton truckloads were used to move those trees away to a site on the land of Grant and Mary Conrad. Our students played under those trees and amongst the roots, and every day, and it was such a memory. So yeah, it was a shame to lose them. I don't think we're going to go any further. We want to get ready for May Day. But I will say, I'm glad to see everybody's here today. I will say this, I've lived and worked in this community for half a century, and I visited almost every state of the United States, and there is no better place to live than this rural town of Benton, Pennsylvania. I'm grateful for Mr. Scheid for doing this 25 years ago. I hope it pointed out some differences between the past and the future, and we can certainly take lessons from the past and look forward to the future. So thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy May Day and have a safe trip home. Thank you.